Am I scaring you yet? How about now? Afraid of me now? Still not? How about if my skin tone were darker, a dozen shades darker? That's another matter. That's, as the saying goes, a horse of a different color. You know, there are people still insisting that race had absolutely nothing to do with the killing of Trayvon Martin or with the acquittal of George Zimmerman, the guy who profiled these blanking punks, he said, who always get away, who profiled and pursued and shot to death an unarmed 17-year-old. These people are lying to you or to themselves. And some of these same people insist that Florida's Stand Your Ground law had nothing to do with this case or this verdict, even though Stand Your Ground was a central part of the jury's instructions. See, if George Zimmerman had a reasonable fear that he was in danger of imminent death or great bodily harm, doesn't matter that he was the one who set the confrontation in motion, Florida's law says he was free to defend himself, that he was under no obligation to retreat. As long as he was afraid, reasonably afraid, fire away, the law says. Nice work, law. So, who gets to be afraid of whom? No, really. Say, and I'm just imagining here, I'm certainly not advocating it, but say some black guy is walking down the street in your town and he sees some other guy across the street and he says to himself, that guy looks just like the folks who put my great-great-great-great-grandpa in chains, who beat him and whipped him, who raped his wife, who lynched his son. I'm feeling pretty afraid right about now, he says. So say this black guy crosses the street for a closer look and he says to himself, yeah, this guy looks exactly like those folks who did all that horrible stuff. Now I'm feeling really afraid. And so this black guy gets right up in the other guy's face, in your face. You don't like it, not a bit. Maybe you even give him a good shove to back him off. And he thinks to himself, well, that clinches it. Now I'm totally afraid. Time to stand my ground. So he pulls out his gun and you know the rest. Now say this same thing is happening all over town. Black guys defending themselves against scary-looking white guys. How long before Stand Your Ground gets changed? And you still think race had nothing to do with it?